maintenance et les choses à changer selon les spéciales qu'il va y avoir. Donc, c'est eux qui vont...
Well, the sheet and the engineers with information about the maintenance, which parts are changed depending on the stage. And they're the ones who let us know which parts are likely to work best. Well, it depends a bit on the stage profile, but we usually prepare a few different setups in advance with different kinds of suspension and forks, and it depends on what we're facing. For example, we also change the caster angle a couple of degrees for faster special, and more likely we open up the wheels and increase the angle of the fork and shift the rear wheel backwards on the winding terrain. We want a more agile, compact bike. It's as simple as that. We don't even need to speak. Just by looking at the rider's face, I can tell if he's had a good day or not. If the bike's had problems, one thing's for sure, the smallest error can have terrible consequences. So a rider has to trust their mechanic 100%, or it's just not worth it. We spend a huge amount of time setting up and preparing the bike, so when things are going well, the times are good. It's fantastic. They came, they saw, and they abandoned. Franco Moreno returned to Saudi Arabia determined to turn two Dakar silvers into gold. A perfect start as he won the short prologue, but then disaster struck, his quad breaking down on stage 2. Well, after Marcelo Medeiros racked up an 11th career special, the Brazilian crashed out yesterday. No more wins in the W2 RC medals. Ouch. Well, therefore, circling the Tuareg trophy are the two quad birds of prey. This is they. Alexander Giraud upgraded to stage 7 victory after navigation let Manuel Adojar down. Costly waypoint missed. Today, the Argentine was intent on not allowing that to happen again, and just 6 minutes 20 between the two. The only time they have two quads have been so close by the end. Just 5 minutes and 23 seconds separated the Petronelli brothers back in 2016. Adojar bided his time, but in the second part of the special, the 2021 champion passed Giraud with just 50 kilometers to go. Well, the Silvius Canisius just hasn't had the same pace. Didn't have it to pass Jure Varga. Only on the prologue, on stage 4, did the W2 RC champion outgun the Slovak. Giraud maintained that he'd been under incessant pressure and finally cracked. A struggle to locate the 5th waypoint proved to be his undoing. Wasn't a good stage for me. Poor navigation cost me a lot of time today. Not a good day. It was a short interview. That left Adojar to make up for yesterday's 15-minute penalty to re-establish his authority. I only focus on myself, he says. The navigation was pretty good, since I'm happy with that. The stage was very long, neutralization in the middle. Both parts were tough, so I'm happy to have made it here safely. 2021 champion putting 5 minutes into the defending champion from France. A 5th podium finish for Varga, with Canisius 10 minutes further back. Well, Giraud needed to continue to eat into the gap, but instead, Adojar's 11-minute advantage could be decisive. Yet there's still 4 stages to decide it. You know the way it goes.
At confused.com.
Yesterday, the second-place driver in the Dakar was out of contention. Mathis Ekstrom returned at 9:40 p.m. last night, having broken down just 47 kilometers into the stage. The Audi crew got to work fixing the car, but the Swede was out of the running. On to stage 8 of 12, a rocky road from Al Douadimi to Hail. And Sebastian Loeb had 19 minutes to close on Carlos Sainz. The plan?
on essaie de faire notre boulot le mieux possible.
Well, we'll try and do our job as well as possible without getting overexcited, because there's still a lot of big stages to come, and you can easily lose time on little mistakes and problems attacking too much. The goal is to manage a nice, clean special, and we will see. Sounds like a philosopher, doesn't he? Well, in the stock class, the production vehicles, rather than the prototypes, seen the ultimates, being dominated by the team Land Cruiser Toyota Auto Body Squad. Akira Miura, I beg your pardon, has won the class twice before in 21 and 22. Although he finished second last year, the 24 edition seems to be under his control. Well, his teammate Ronaldo Basso is running second, having won last year, and the five-time French touring car champion is a way off his teammate, but the Land Cruisers are continuing to dominate with just 4 stages to go. It's a Toyota game, and they're playing it very well indeed. Nasser Al-Attiyah may be out of the fight for the overall win, but at the start of the stage, he reckoned he could finish the Dakar in the top 5. 62 kilometres in, chances of that seeming rather slim.
The problem? When we start the first stage, always have a problem, you know. Yeah. I think engine. Yes. Engine problem. I don't know why. I feel really sorry and disappointed. Yes. It's not this way, you know, to start with the team.
Al-Attiyah never got going again and retired from the stage. Danny Roma broke down yesterday, but the M Sport team managed to repair the Ford overnight, and he's back on the road today. Another M Sport Ford of Gareth Woolridge is being worked on today in Hier, with the hope to set the South African competing again tomorrow. Sun Zhangyan is entering her first Dakar this year. The Chinese driver, entering with the Hanwei Motorsport team, was running 51st overall after 7 stages. Hanwei, who finished 8th last year, best results for a Chinese driver in Dakar history, is giving Sun Xiaoyan the benefit of his experience as her mentor. Martin Prokop dropped a spot in the overall standings today, down to 7th in the Orlen Jaipur Ford. He and co-driver Victor Chishka, well, they finished 6th last year. Their best result on the Dakar, but disappointing 14th today, sees them slip a little further away from a top 5. 3rd place overall is inhabited by Gilles de Villiers. In his 20 Dakars, he's never failed to finish, and 15 of those 20 times he's been in the top 5 at the end of 2 weeks. And despite only having 1 win in 2009, he's always a consistent performer, and the same is true this year. 9th on today's stage, leaves him 45 minutes off the podium positions. Amazing. Sebastian Loeb was first on the road and on a charge to close his 19-minute deficit to Carlos Sainz. Heading into the final 100 kilometres of today's stage, Loeb had a 1-minute lead at the head of the field, but a rare mistake from co-driver Fabien Lecun cost him 11 minutes, finishing the stage in 10th place and losing 6 minutes to Sainz. Well, we lost big time on a hidden waypoint. We were following a heading and then never found it, and we had to go back 5 kilometres and start from scratch. Loeb's troubles were excellent news for Carlos Sainz, and by his own admission, he had a bad day today. He lost time to Loeb. At the point the Frenchman made his error, Sainz was 5 minutes behind Loeb. The gap at the front was set to come down to less than 15 minutes. As it is, 3-time winner extended his advantage. continuing his impressive climb up the order is Gerland Schischerit. Today he was third, just 25 seconds back from Sainz over the 458 kilometres. And that moves the man from 10 up to 6 overall, having been 19th in the standings after stage 5. Still no stage win this year after collecting 2 in 2023. But the pace is undeniable at the top. 5 very much within reach. Well, the top 2 places went to Audi's 2 nearly men. Stefan Penner-Hansel was out of contention on stage 6, but still showing his pace as a wingman / roadside recovery for Carlos Sainz. The record-breaking 51st stage win eluded him today. But don't discount the possibility in the last 4 days. Did Matthias Ekström have something to prove today? Well, the Swede knocked out of the running yesterday while running second, just 20 minutes behind his teammate Sainz. He said it was embarrassing that a team couldn't prepare the car properly after the rest day and that losing out on a Dakar podium will hurt him for a long time. But today he was flying and took victory on stage 8. Good lad.
We had a good stage. I enjoyed from the beginning to the end. We had no big hiccups, so it was a good day.
So Matthias Ekström takes his first win of the Dakar since the prologue. Romain Dumas had a good run to 8th, and he and De Villiers and Sébastien Loeb. This means that Loeb drops further back from Carlos Sainz in the overall standings after looking like he was going to close the gap. 25 minutes between them with just 4 stages to go. Well, one of the most remarkable stories of the Dakar is that of Juan Pierre Strugo. The Frenchman is competing in the MD Optimus prepared MD Rallye and certainly embodies part of the spirit of the Dakar. JP Strugo. Passion for sharing, going beyond oneself. When we start, it's to get to the finish. Back then, the Dakar started from a Place de la Concorde in Paris, and that's where I had my offices, so they would come to tease me. 2 or 3 years later, it happened. The first experience in 1985 for the veteran of the Dakar, Jean-Pierre Strugo,